Yeah.
All right. Before we go to anything that we've actually addressed in the round, I'd like to do the resolution to the Great Geisig.
Okay.
All right.
So
Have to make up who was in the Geisig.
there was 4 nations, right? So
Yeah.
the 4 nations that were active at the time of the game.
I think we should just do a 1 to 25, 26 to 50, 51 to 74, and or 75.
So
Yeah, 51.
1 through 25 is going to be the lizard folk.
Okay. We'll write this down first before we actually do it.
26 through 50, right?
Yeah, 26 to 50.
Skarn.
Fits. The 51 through 75 is what the Nullrogs, right?
Yeah.
Nullrog.
Yep.
And then
The Ractonians.
through 100 Ractonian. So
Oh,
a lizard
those are
avatar.
lizard folk. And now we need a name for it.
He's a philosopher love guru. He's the dragonkind version of Mike Myers in Love Guru.
I don't know. We'll have to microscope that on how he even won this damn thing. 'Cause I'm like, I don't.
What if we call him the Dolly Lizard?
Dalai Lizard. The lizard. He's the
Dolly
lizard.
Lizard.
Dolly Lazar.
Lizard.
Yeah, like take out the D at the end of it.
Yeah.
How do
Dolly.
you feel about the Mongolian word for pleasure? It's Tashal.
I like that.
TA what?
Taashal.
Tashal.
Tashal. Yeah.
That's okay. Even though pleasure is definitely a stripper's name, Tashal sounds like a beautiful girl's name.
It does.
What's your name mean? Pleasure?
No,
Pleasure.
I'm in trouble.
it doesn't sound like a beautiful girl's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
your
it's kind of thing when you find out what it means. You
Sounds like a hipster's name, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
You just imagine a girl who has dreads and hasn't washed well in a short period
In
of time.
days, yeah.
But
But she is hot, so
since we have this avatar now, do you think that the avatar rises to power in this era, or do y'all want to
next stage. It's
really
next
get
stage.
Let's do next round.
avatar role?
Definitely.
Next
Okay,
round, next stage.
Yeah. Next
Next-
round. Dude, we're not waiting like 7 more rounds. Shit.
All right, so I'm going to say during the resolution, the Mephits, under orders from Alcatos with his banking idea, they do activate these teleporters they have around their island here, and they set up banks in
Yep.
every major city that exists now. That's left. They start giving out loans, dude. That's what they do.
IMF loans, bro. Let us help you develop your nation.
Dude,
Yep.
all I can think of is kind of like the goblins for like World of Warcraft. They're like,
Kind of.
Oh man, where did I write it down? I had a good name for an actual merchant order. And I already like fucking.
And because of Steve's awesome idea for the Obsidian Mephits, right down here,
mhm.
they start straight up building. They start building their city, not just of gold, but they build it of obsidian too, because Alcatos just loves that black fucking metal, dude.
All right, how do
Think
y'all
it's
feel
awesome.
about the banking order being called the Tin Tahir? TINTAJIR.
Sounds good to me.
TINTAJIR.
Yep, 2 separate words.
Okay.
And does that mean metal market?
Shit, remember what it is, right?
Probably not, yeah. So, and then Obsidian and Frost Mephits build a Obsidian city.
Yeah, and I think all the banks should be like Obsidian too, in all these places and shit. So they stick out, dude. They're like these beautiful.
Hold on. So
black
do
Gothic
the
buildings.
Obsidian, do all the Mephits work together?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Dude, yeah. They're probably called the Black Banks because they're
Ooh.
Obsidian.
Ooh.
They should be like Gothic looking too, dude. Because like Mephits
yeah.
look a bit Gothic and shit.
Yeah.
Now, do you mean like 14th century architecture? or
Yeah,
do you
like loom tall in the city and shit. Yeah, with gargoyles and shit.
just wondering if you meant like they're just moody, depressed.
Yeah,
Not that
all the buildings are emo pieces of shit, dude.
all,
Like,
all of the
Look at
buildings-
my scaffolding. Nobody will ever love me. Yeah.
There's sentient buildings.
I just want to listen to Morrissey all day and have people clean my brick road.
Fucking Morrissey. Oh Lord.
All right, so you guys mentioned like the black whatever or obsidian. I looked up what obsidian in Arabic is. That's sabij, Sabij,
Hold on.
Sabish.
and then I went with the word for exchange, which is Tabadul. What do y'all think about that?
Tadul.
Tabadul.
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 Sabish Tabadul.
Yep.
Oh, so that's what the black banks are called?
Yeah.
The Black Banks.
Damn, dude, that was
The
racist as
Obsidian
shit.
Exchange. It's the Obsidian Exchange.
The Obsidian Exchange. Yes.
Like it. That's possibly one of the best things we've come up with, honestly. I like it. Badass. I'm just telling you guys, if some of this shit, if this shit never comes to fruition, I'm going to jack some of this and put this shit in my world. Like, it's going to happen. So,
Okay. Cool.
so yeah, now you did write down that we have another order, right? It's a banking order. They're probably not going to do, well, I said they're not going to do a whole lot, but look at the
Oh, I had an idea
Teutonic Knights.
for him finding the next part of Rind when he goes down to the ocean. Like when he gets down there, the only reason he lives is because he goes back into where the room was. Remember the room of levers?
Yeah.
Like the location it was at, and he finds that there are levers there still.
Oh my god.
And when he pulls one of them, it gives him the ability to breathe underwater. That's why he's able to complete the quest.
Okay.
So he gives him water breathing.
So wait.
But now he knows that there's some
That's
kind of
something
device down there.
Microscoped because I personally have a vested interest in knowing how the
Yeah.
right
Like
lever-
how the adventure went and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him like he's going down there with like potions or whatever, and they're like running out, and he has to like go through and he has to figure it out and shit, like through a puzzle.
and it's something like some note or message that sends an alien behind.
Real quick, since we were on the topic of orders, I'm sorry to cut us
Puzzle
off.
has to be.
Yeah. So what's the part? Go ahead, Steve.
What orders do we have? I've got the Whispers, the Bellows, the Radiant Knighthood, and the Tin to Hear. Were there any other active orders right now?
I don't think we created any new ones, and any of them were just split and fucked up.
All the rest of them aren't around anymore. I think that's it.
I think actually there would be one, right? It would be one I can think of, but I'm not sure if that order has kind of
Just
went
say
larger. The order that the Ractonian kid avatar was part of an order.
His bloodline, yeah, that's probably still around.
That's
The Order of Shaw.
Yeah,
The
that's
Order
the
of
only
Shaw,
one.
yeah. The Shaw bloodline, the Magi, basically.
okay.
So, what part on there? We've done eyes, we've done heart. What do you think is buried in the sea?
Lungs.
Yeah, I was thinking lungs. You think that'd be pretty cool? Like he gets like a breath weapon, basically.
Yeah. I'm agreeing. I'm just typing.
You can do it you can give him flight.
Yeah, but it's in the water. Like it makes sense. Like the lungs, the water,
The
and
lungs.
everything.
Yeah, so maybe it gives him like water breathing, and he can like do breath weapons and shit now.
So that
Like a
means
dragonborn.
now the Sword of Alatun has three
Three.
runes.
Three.
3 runes have lit up on it. Yep.
And there's a poor salmon fisher who's just looking at it like, the fuck? Hey, Bill, what do you think this does? when it gets to
Whatever. Murloc's like, look at this badass.
Yeah, he's
sword.
got like a big ass sword, like in fucking Basculus, basically, dude. He's just fucking up anybody who fucks with him.
The sword's getting more powerful each time.
He'd probably become some kind of mercenary, dude, or a sellsword or something.
Yeah.
And why the sword is as powerful as it is.
I
But
don't think
this same sword has
it's giving him powers, so he doesn't give a fuck.
every soul of the 7 that ever carried the sword, plus the avatar
Uh-huh.
that built the sword that then got trapped in
Yeah,
the sword.
plus Alatun, plus Rend. Yeah, they're all inside the sword.
Yeah,
So he's like a bad motherfucker rolling around right
He's
now.
the
Yeah.
baddest motherfucker, bro.
he
But it's
has
like one
no
of those
idea that
situations-
his bear is coming for him.
I like what
eventually.
Steve said though. John said he's like a fisherman, so he has like no actual combat skills, but whenever he wields the sword, he becomes like a fucking badass.
Yeah. Like when he first found it, he was just doing pauper work.
Like the sword's protecting him. It's like parrying for him and shit, and like moving his body so he can strike back. Maybe over time he'll become more and more like better with it and shit. But at first, I'd say he's probably a novice, like
And
untrained.
then as each one gets more lit up, the sword gets more powerful.
Yeah, hence he gets more powerful.
Oh yeah.
Knowledge unlocks of more and more people inside the sword. The greatest fighters to have ever walked lizard kind. Oh my god. There's an entire story there.
Yeah, he's
The next
basically
in the
Order
lizard
of the
land.
Dragon Claw. He's basically the Order of the Claw, right? I mean, that's basically what he is now.
Yeah.
But the kind of thing that's needed is he doesn't realize it. He has no ambition. He's probably, like you said, like a traveling mercenary, a Yojimbo.
Now,
Yeah.
Just imagine the moment he walks into the dragon kind lands or lizard folk or any of them and fights and beats them at their own style that they have dojos and things trying to support and keep alive.
Do the people, like the peoples of the world, do they realize what turned those nobles into the monstrous creatures they are?
I don't know. I like the idea that maybe they don't know because the Whispers got blasted so hard before. So maybe they don't know.
But the wings, but the rings are on them now. So
the Whispers weren't the ones that spread it out. That order out in space, it's supposed to be heroes, were the ones that.
Oh yeah, the Flock of Steel.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the rings that the brooches. I thought that was made by Whisper Letty.
He was, but he didn't hand them out.
Oh, that's right. He kept himself one step away.
Yeah.
I don't know then. Maybe, I don't know if they would know. I think they would definitely not know then. If it was some random group, some random order doesn't really exist anymore. Right? Because they were spread through the cosmos and spread throughout the ring up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably don't know. The only one who probably knows is what's his name who fucked it up? Bellows Dern.
Are we doing anything with the? Hold on, I was trying to find when Setite finds the Thorn of Mandrake. Anything happen with that?
I was about to ask.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, I think he uses the thorn maybe to reinforce the city they built, the civilization we built down here.
I was going to think about this. Okay, so what about this? The greatest thing between the living and the dead, the separate, is the perspective. So in his area, like it can do other things specifically for him, but the larger power is it gives the living the sight of the death and the dead the sense of the living. As in, the dead can remember how to experience what it was like to be alive, and the living can understand what it was like to experience a living death. And so it's just one aspect of this artifact that helps bring the sense together, but
like a sense of community, like they've all kind of lived the same experience.
Yeah, and the more the people engage with it, there's some kind of exchange, like with the other hearts. So like the living might become more undead, and the undead might become more living, or some
to where they eventually become almost like this in between.
Yeah,
like they're like almost like a twilight phase, where they're not quite dead but not quite alive.
Whatever that is could be something that helps feed that dragon later. Like that state of being could be something it thrives off of.
What do you think of Joey?
Yeah, where are you sitting?
Joey's like our official. His that shit sound good?
Yeah. So how do you go about using the artifact like that? Does he build a device? Does he
build he places it in the central citadel or collection area,
and like it just radiates out?
What if he builds a because remember before I said it was like Jerusalem before it all got destroyed? Yeah. What if he builds it? What if he puts it in the center of the city and like rebuilds a temple around it, like the original temple that stood in this Jerusalem? Before. And that's like the thing that's the behest of it, like the most important part of it, like the shroud of Tauren almost. It's like that thing, and the reason people get touched by it is because they all come here to worship it or see it or pay homage to it.
Part of their some kind of
come and
yeah. So and it doesn't. I mean, maybe we could make the mental change a thing that gradually happens, like the more generations that are
Oh
around.
yeah, it's not like immediate.
Yeah, I would say it's something that probably like next age even is when weird like the effects of it are actually visible. But
Like,
before
so-
then, it just gives like let's say they go in like they're going to prayer. And then when they go into prayer, it gives them like maybe like a 1-minute trance where they're able to like if they're undead, they can sense the wind blowing against them again.
Or
like they
can,
could feel things like a
Yeah.
heartbeat or something.
yeah, or maybe like if there's undead there, like the living can use it to speak to like their relatives, but the undead are the ones that have to speak for them. So it becomes like a
Oh.
communal thing. So like
Yeah,
you want to talk to your dead grandfather, you befriend an undead creature, and he goes there for you, and you communicate with him through this undead creature. So
I
it really
like
creates like a sense of unity
like a
between
real
things that are alive and dead.
and a need for each person to understand each person as well.
Right. And as part of that exchange, like he talked to your grandfather for you, and then he through your body, he's able to feel again for like that day. Like he can go around and experience the way the sun feels, the way water tastes,
Oh,
or like whatever, dude.
So honestly, this would attract an enormous amount of incorporeal undead to this area.
Yeah, it definitely would, because they get to feel alive again, right? Like John's saying.
Yeah.
Just imagine this. Imagine being able to show your grandchild to your dead grandfather.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
And
I'm
the
not gonna
cost-
lie.
And the
That's
cost
seriously amazing.
the cost you're talking about is you have to be beneficial to both parties. So like I said, that they do this for you, and then for them, you give them this sense of thing. So it's not a thing that costs anybody anything really.
Yeah.
The only
Like
cost is that
maybe it allows incorporeals to body ride people for a little while.
maybe it allows you to peaceably be with each other, and it's because you give of yourself, like when you use it. Do you see what I'm saying? So the cost is what you're willing to give up.
A lot of interesting things down the age line for like imagine their armies,
Yeah.
things like that, where they can like have doubled up.
Well, you
Yeah.
could create really badass soldiers, because you could create soldiers that literally have no fear of death because they understand it fully. And
Yeah.
like they understand that it's both like an escape and a new life. Like it could be a bunch
Imagine
theoretically you could make you could make troops, dude, that were like
Imagine
very
an
efficient.
army where like you're not only dealing with the body, but you're also dealing with the incorporeal undead riding that body. And as soon as you battle, like the incorporeal undead just shoot out and just start just terrorizing shit.
And basically an army that can't lose morale because it has experienced from childhood. It's
Yeah.
experienced death, so it has no fear of it.
That's
like, at all.
that's an amazing idea. Also.
But not like a fanatical lack of fear. It's more like an understanding.
I'm gonna go get myself killed, just like it's natural, and
It's
it will
natural.
happen. And I've had, it'll be okay.
And I know for a fact I continue afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And it's not a bad thing at all. It's not heaven or hell. It's just I exist. It's like answering the unanswerable question. But it only happened because of this place that was built a generation before that was rebuilt during this generation. Do you see what I mean? So
Yeah.
the whole thing with Echo. Yeah, it's like an actual Jerusalem. Like we solved the Israel problem in a fucking Dawn of Worlds campaign.
One group has to completely kill the other group and then bring them back from the dead, and then everything will be fine.
Yeah, everything will be fine.
Oh Lord. Is there any other resolutions we need to work on?
Oh, I had an idea. I had one last idea. I was going to pitch.
Which side will accomplish it first?
So Alcatos grants one wish during the end of this phase, and the person he grants this wish to is Ingrid. And Ingrid's wish is to be released from her crystal prison. So he releases her.
Okay, Bello Dern, you've been doing okay, surprisingly, but the real boss is back.
The real boss is back, baby.
So
What do
Ingrid
you think?
is-
Ingrid's an avatar again, yeah,
Yep.
of the Ractonian people.
Yep.
very interesting.
And she's gonna come down and kill every
Destroy that
Oh,
utopia.
I mean, all this beautiful shit we just made? Yeah, probably. But see, Alcatos saw this, and because, he's Alcatos.
people are
He's
gaming
gonna-
by working together. No,
he's gonna-
that's
he's-
a bad
yeah.
precedent.
Hey, Gates of Elysium, you guys need some weapons, right? Well, I
Yeah,
got
no,
money.
he's gonna be an arms dealer.
I
That's
got
exactly what he's gonna
money.
do.
Arm stealing a Freedy. I dig.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lawful evil to the core. Lawful evil to the core. Yeah, he's gonna be like, oh, look at that radiant army coming down here. Be a real
Carnage.
shame if you had some weapons that would stop all that.
Yeah, carnage is good for business, right?
It is good for business.